Hey, what's up YouTube? Today we're going to be modifying a Nerf Maverick. I'm going to try to do this everything upside down in mine so you can see it right side up in when you watch the video, but because my camera is upside down and it's the only way we could position it. But we're modifying the Maverick, and there's screws all around the body. They're all the same size except for the three screws in the cocker. So when you take off the cocker, you just take it off, and then you can just start to open up the blaster. The materials you'll need for this mod is a screwdriver to open up the blaster, 5 pennies, a clipper or some sort of pliers, a Dremel, and lubricant. So when you open up the blaster, it just flays open just like this, and you set that half aside. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get at the turret. You just take it out like that, and it's like that. So what you're going to do is you want to cut off this tab right here, which is why you have your Dremel, and the tab that's right there. So I'm going to grab my Dremel. I'm going to start dremeling off the piece right there. So once you're done with that, it should look like this. It's just a little bit of a tab, but I'll get that off. So you do that till there's barely a tab left. Right there. You can barely see it. Next, you Dremel out right there, which I'm going to do right now. So once that's dremeled off, it should look about like this. Next, you want to get at the turret. What you want to do is take a flathead, take a hammer, which I forgot to say is the materials, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna put your finger behind there and push that down, and then come in with the hammer, just like that, in the end piece, and kind of claw it open. So once you're done with that, it should just come open, and you should take out this piece. Don't forget the little spring, and it should all come apart. Now, what you want to do is you want to take out the screws that are here, here, and here to get at the turret. I'm going to do so right now with a screwdriver. Once that's open, you should be able to just open up your turret like that. And you'll see all these little sticks and air restrictors. So what you do is you take off all this, you just kind of take out everything. This one's not coming out, there we go. And you'll notice these things, yours might be orange if you have a newer model. I have an older model right here. And you just throw away all those, and you also throw away these springs. You need these. What you do, you need to get those sticks out so you can do all types of darts. you take your pliers, and I have a little cutting snipper part of my pliers, so I'm putting it in there and just snipping it off. And I'm doing that to all of them. Then once you're done with that, you can start putting them back in their spots. Like so. Doesn't matter which order you put them in. And then you put your barrel cover back on, and you line up these three screw ports here, here, and here with the screws. Once that's on, you just snap it on, and then you can start to screw the screws back together. Also, if you're interested in modding a long shot, you should watch my epic long shot singling modding tutorial, which I will put up soon. So once that's all tightened, you should be almost done. The last thing you need to do, you take this, and you put that in there, like, you put the little stick inside the thing, with the little flap right there. And then, you put the spring in the bottom, so I just dropped it. The spring in the bottom like that, and you put the orange piece on. And now, you're going to want to put it like that. And excuse these legs right here, those are my tripod. I couldn't get it without seeing that. And you just hammer it. You're done with your turret. Now, all you want to do is you take your little plunger tube, and you open it up. This is where your lubricant comes in handy. You open up your lubricant bottle, and you start putting on lubricant. As you can see, I've put a whole lot of lubricant on. And then, you just put it back in your tube, your plunger, and it should be good. Now, what you want to do is you want to take your spring out. What you're going to do with the spring is you're going to take your 5 pennies, and you put your 5 pennies all behind the spring. Then you put your spring in front of the pennies, like so. As you can see, there's 5 pennies and then the spring. It's pretty explanatory. And then you take your turret, and you put your turret back in. That's upside down. You put it in like this, and you press back this little metal disc so it can go in. And then once it's in, you put it back in. Then take your other side and you put it back on. Then you take your you start screwing it back together. But I am not going to screw it back together just for time. But once you're done with that, it should work really well. Now, let's see how it works. Take an assortment of bullets. One cool feature of this gun is the barrels now come out all the way. So just spin it like that. I still have to grease the turret system, but once it's all greased, it should work fine. I'm loading in some bullets. And as you can see now, it's 5 sockets open for you instead of just 1. You put all your bullets in, you lock it into place, and you fire. I'm going to be firing this way. Once that's all done, you should be getting some pretty good ranges out of this. Don't forget to screw it back together. I haven't done that yet, just for the sake of time. But once you're done with that, you should have a great gun.